Disrespect is not an accident. It is a probe, a social reconnaissance mission designed to test the structural integrity of your frame. Most men fail this test in one of two ways. They react with immediate anger, proving they are easily manipulated by external stimuli, or they ignore it entirely, hoping it goes away, which the world interprets as submission. Both paths lead to the same destination, a loss of status. But there is a third way, a path carved by the Stoics and perfected by those at the apex of power. It is not about winning an argument. It is about making the aggressor feel the weight of their own inadequacy. We call this the silent punishment. Today, you will learn how to dismantle a provocation without raising your voice, without clenching your fists, and without losing your composure. This is how you handle disrespect instantly. Imagine a wave crashing against a mountain. The wave is loud, chaotic, and high energy, a temporary burst of fury. The mountain, however, is silent. It has stood for millennia and will stand for millennia more. It does not move. It does not negotiate. It simply exists, utterly indifferent to the fleeting chaos at its base. This is your model for inner strength. When someone tosses a barb your way, a joke at your expense, or a direct insult, your biological instinct is to retort. Your heart rate spikes, your throat tightens. This is the amygdala hijack, a primal response that makes you predictable and easy to manipulate. Kill that instinct. Do not cede control. Instead, apply the stonewall gaze. Stop talking. Stop moving. Look them directly in the eyes. Not a glare of anger. That shows you're hurt. But a look of clinical observation, as if you are a biologist looking at a strange microscopic organism. You are not judging. You are simply analyzing. Maintain this for exactly 3 to 5 seconds. In a social setting, 5 seconds of unbroken silent eye contact feels like an eternity. You are bending time itself, creating a pocket of intense pressure. By refusing to provide an immediate reaction, you starve the aggressor of the dopamine hit they were looking for. You are forcing them to sit in the social vacuum they just created. The spotlight effect kicks in. They become hyper-aware that everyone is watching them fail to get a reaction. Their attempt at dominance has backfired, exposing their own need for validation. In this silence, the power dynamic shifts irrevocably. They are now the one waiting for your approval to continue the conversation. You aren't being mean. You are being heavy. You are signaling that their words didn't penetrate your armor. They simply hit the floor, inert and powerless. Disrespect thrives in the shadows of "just kidding" or "don't take it personally." To destroy it, you must drag it into the light of absolute clarity. When someone says something disrespectful, use the questioning echo. Calmly, with a tone of mild curiosity, ask, "I'm sorry, could you repeat that?" Or, "What did you mean by that exactly?" This is a psychological trap. A joke is only funny when it's spontaneous. When you force someone to repeat an insult, the edge evaporates. They now have to consciously choose to be a jerk a second time. Or, as is usually the case, they will try to backtrack, stutter, or explain the joke. By making them explain themselves, you have effectively put them on trial. You have moved from the victim of the comment to the judge of the behavior. You aren't arguing, you are auditing. Robert Greene, in the 48 Laws of Power, teaches us that the best way to neutralize an opponent is to stay out of the mud. When you argue the content of an insult, you've already lost. Why? Because you've accepted their frame of reality, validating that the insult is worth discussing. If they call you lazy and you defensively list your achievements, you are subconsciously seeking their validation. You are playing their game by their rules on their turf. This is a battle you cannot win. High-status individuals refuse to play this game. Instead, they use meta-commentary. You don't respond to what they said. You analyze and comment on the act of them saying it. You zoom out from the conversation to observe the dynamic itself. You shift the focus from the content of their attack to their underlying intent and emotional state. If someone is being condescending or aggressive, don't defend yourself. Let a moment of silence pass. Look at them with a slight, pitying tilt of the head and say, in a calm, curious tone, "You seem quite emotional today. Is everything all right at home?" Or more directly, "That was a very strange thing to say out loud. Why did you feel the need to say that?" In that moment, you have flipped the script. They were trying to make you look weak. Now, you are treating them like a volatile, dysregulated child who needs checking on. You are projecting a level of calm dominance that suggests their attempt at humiliation was so beneath you, it actually made you concerned for their mental health. You have moved the focus from your supposed flaw to their very real instability. They are now the one under the microscope, forced to justify their own behavior while you remain untouchable, observing from a position of higher status. Adrenaline is the enemy of status. It is a primal, biological response hardwired into our DNA for survival in the wild. But in the complex theater of social dynamics, it is an unintentional declaration of weakness. It floods your system, making you fast. It makes your voice go up an octave, your movements jerky, and your speech rapid and breathless. This is the fight or flight response, a physiological alarm bell that screams to everyone in the room that you are intimidated, that their provocation has successfully breached your defenses. It proves you are operating on their timeline, reacting to their stimulus, dancing to their tune. You have surrendered your power and lost control before you've even spoken a single word. Your body has betrayed your mind, broadcasting a signal of submission for all to see. To project high status, you must master the slow motion. This is not merely about moving slowly for the sake of it. It is about consciously and deliberately decelerating your entire being in the face of pressure. Think of it as a form of biological dominance. While others are slaves to their adrenal glands, you remain the master of your own internal state. It is a deliberate act of subcommunication that broadcasts unwavering composure, unshakable internal authority, and a profound sense of control that others can only envy. It tells them you are not surprised, you are not threatened, and you are not impressed. When you are disrespected, intentionally slow down every physical process. If you are reaching for a glass of water, continue reaching, but make the movement 20% slower, more deliberate, as if the glass holds immense weight and requires your full, undivided attention. If you are about to speak, pause for an extra 2 beats. Let the silence hang in the air, stretching the moment. This forces them to wait for your response, shifting the balance of power. When you do speak, lower the pitch of your voice and speak from your diaphragm, not your throat. Visualize your voice as a heavy, resonant force originating from your core. Your words should carry a resonant gravity, not a panicked urgency. Each syllable should land with intention. By slowing down the tempo of the interaction, you are signaling that you are the one in control of the environment's clock. You are not being rushed by their aggression or their agenda. You are demonstrating that your nervous system is unshakable, a fortress immune to their attacks. In nature, the apex predator is never in a hurry. The lion does not sprint towards a challenge. It moves with measured, confident power, each step a testament to its dominance. The prey is the one that darts and flinches, its movements dictated by fear and external threats. You must embody the predator, not the prey. A king does not rush to defend his crown. He knows it isn't going anywhere. His calm is his authority. When you move slowly, the world assumes you have a reason to be confident. Your deliberate pace forces others to adjust to your rhythm, to enter your frame. You become the gravity that everyone else must orbit, a fixed point of stability in a chaotic social landscape. They threw a stone hoping to see a ripple, to get a reaction that would validate their power. Instead, they find they've thrown it at a mountain. Your stillness is your strength. Your slowness is your power. You have not only weathered their attack, you have absorbed it. And in doing so, you have won. The world is full of people who will try to pull you down to their level of chaos. They want you to scream, to defend yourself, and to prove your worth. Do not give them the satisfaction. The most powerful response to disrespect is the one that proves the disrespect never reached you in the first place. You are a fortress. You are the mountain. You are the observer of their insecurity. Apply the silence. Ask the question. Comment on the behavior. Slow down the world. Remember, respect is not requested. It is commanded through the absolute refusal to be moved by those who have none for themselves. Project Apex Logic. Control your frame. Control the world.